if the slurs and all the things that you want to talk about is racism, then equally, and oh, like, well, you don't experience things like us, then you need to also start respecting other communities that you're not a part of, and stop trying to tell us how we are supposed to feel when you sling slurs our way. Like, who were the two that did it? Miss Unknown, and I don't want to misspeak. I can't remember the other one's name. I also have those clips as well. Um, he can listen. He can rant about me all day long. He can rant about me all day long, but he's loud and wrong, and he's projecting hate. He's projecting hate, and if we have any chance at all for peace and to stop what's been going on, like, it's got to stop. It's literally got to stop. And Bree, you still haven't told me why you feel that I'm the R word. You still haven't told me why you feel that I'm the R word. And kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, when I play that clip and you tell me it's because you read your history and it makes you just want to attack YT people, it kind of tells me everything I need to know. But have you addressed your friends about using the F slur? Have you addressed your friends about using the F slur towards the people in my community, a part of a community that you're not a part of? So equally, you shouldn't have a right to tell me or my people how we should feel. Why don't you guys, while you're listening, why don't you guys tell your congregation, Petty, about the Irina girl that was unalived on the train car? Why don't you watch that video and narrate for your folks what happened in that video, right? Because we want to bring up situations. We want to bring up situations about how you guys are such victims these days. Tyree Nichols, talk talk about more than just falsifying what you felt Charlie said was fact, when in fact we've played videos that prove that you're wrong and you're misinformed. Why don't you do that?
Okay. You can block me too. At the end of the day, nobody is saying that we're happy that that happened to that man. We're just saying we don't care. We're not crying. We're not boohoo sad over here. Because guess what? If it happened to me, that motherfucker probably would have had a party.
That's what you said. That's what you said. That's what you said. So, in your own narrative, do you want to explain why he's best friends with Candace Owens? Do you want to explain that? From a Christian man who follows the word, doesn't practice infidelity, courts his wife, and took care of two children, who lost his life while practicing his First Amendment, which, Petty, you should know all about because you're a military man, correct? Do you see where y'all's math isn't mathing? Bree, you just automatically don't like us. You say it in your own words. You just don't. And that's really sad. It's really sad. It's really sad for you to say that about somebody that you don't even know. You don't know a damn thing about me. Petty, it's really foul for you to let people on your platform talk about what we wouldn't understand, because what was she talking about? Money and jeans, and oh, because he's rich, assuming that all of us grew up rich. I didn't grow up rich. I grew up dirt fucking poor. Where's y'all's victim mentality coming from? Why are you automatically assuming things about folks that you just don't know and grouping people together? I can group you two together because you and then the other people from my TikTok video that I mashed up, I can group y'all together because y'all have the same mindset.
Okay.
Did you just block her?
Nobody ain't block. Who?
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Okay.
Move on.
You blocked the lady who was your follower, who was just explaining. She was trying to explain why she was upset, why she was hurt, trying to have a conversation with you. She was trying to have a conversation with you, and you blocked her. And you, in your heart, don't feel like you're projecting hate. You blocked her.
Okay, bye.
Anywho, so somebody said somebody is name dropping. Somebody messaged me and said somebody is over there name dropping, and I wanted to know who were they name dropping because
Welcome to the internet. We all name drop.
that lady that been causing all type of chaos this weekend is live name dropping, and I'm trying to figure out who's name dropping.
Weren't you calling me he, she the other day?
What, Sunshine?
What lady?
I'm glad you figured that out.
Sunshine?
Huh?
Sunshine?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I had to tell you, because you was looking in it. And also, I heard the sky was looking for me and Ratina earlier. Can anybody tell me what?
I'm also still waiting for y'all to produce the clip where I talk about Petty's children. And then I want to ask you how you feel that by me saying corporal punishment of a child, not specifying any child specifically, how that's any different than Petty hosting a panel talking about mothers with kids and talking about Charlie's little girl. How is what I said equal or worse? I waited forever for y'all to come back with a clip of two things. Why you felt I was the R word and why you were saying that and projecting that hate. And where I spoke on Petty's children.
But that was about because, huh?
How does women sat through that?
This is what your people talk about, Petty.
You are a better woman than me. Because if anybody willingly went to go see a man like that, I ain't got sympathy for them seeing that. They all deserve to get like that. I don't feel bad for them that they had to see that. They should probably be next.
Well, maybe it'll change.
College kids, mind you. I don't know which one of you it was that said that, but where's the humanity for the fact that kids at that university in Utah, young college students, a mix of people between all different ages at the school that they have to attend every single day to try to get an education, right? You guys cry about, oh my God, they dismantled the Department of Education and they're taking away all of our resources. They're taking this and they're taking that. But that's your projected feeling on all of those college students having to watch that in their face.
His stance on abortion. He has a baby daughter that he sat.
Worried about me talking about kids that I didn't even talk about, right? You not only have somebody that's going to bring up somebody else's child, but she's also going to try to narrate how he should raise his daughter with what beliefs he should raise his daughter. And if he doesn't, then it's wrong. So you're also allowing people to explain how they feel like people should parent and what values and morals they should instill in their children.
On one of his
But it
little
gets
TED
worse.
Talks and told a lady straight to her face that if his daughter was raped, then that baby would be a miracle from God. And
So we
he
heard
would
the same thing.
he would make his daughter carry that baby.
But Charlie doesn't care. Though,
Zero sympathy
Charlie
from
doesn't
me.
care.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No.
No, but
Maybe
God.
his daughter won't have to grow up with a father that is not going to support her now in case something happens to her when she gets older and she finds herself in a situation.
And then you go into praising the fact that a little girl has to grow up without her dad, and you don't have sympathy for that because you think that the assassination of her dad is better than him instilling what their beliefs are within his child. But y'all don't think that your message is projecting hate. The very thing that you don't have sympathy for somebody that got unalived while literally practicing their First Amendment right.
This ain't it, bro. I got respect for people across the board. You have no respect for me. You have just
Zero.
Followed by you have respect for all people, and clearly you don't. Clearly you don't. Between your own word salad and that vile shit that you just let those ladies sit there and say, I don't even think you respect yourself. And let's go to AK. I don't have a video. I literally have the best woman, y'all. I literally have the best woman.
How's it going, Charlie? I'm Austin. I just had a question related to Second Amendment
Why
rights.
is it
We saw
so
the shooting
quiet?
that happened recently, and a lot of people are upset. But I'm seeing people argue for the other side that they want to take our Second Amendment.
Can you guys hear that?
How do we convince them that it's important to have the right to defend ourselves and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's a great question. Thank you. So, I'm a big Second Amendment fan, but I think most politicians are cowards when it comes to defending why we have a Second Amendment. This is why I would not be a good politician. Maybe I would, I don't know, because I actually speak my mind. The Second Amendment is not about hunting. I love hunting. The Second Amendment is not even about personal defense. That is important. The Second Amendment is there, God forbid, so that you can defend yourself against a tyrannical government. Come on.
Did everybody hear that? Did everybody hear what he said? I want to try to find this. It needs to be louder. Yo, thank you, Tina. Thank you, I appreciate it.
And if that talk scares you, wow, that's radical, Charlie. I don't know about that. Well, then you have not really read any of the literature of our founding fathers. Number two, you've not read any 20th century history. You're just living in Narnia. By the way, if you were actually living in Narnia, you would be wiser than wherever you're living, because C.S. Lewis was really smart. So I don't know what alternative universe you're living in. You just don't want to face reality that governments tend to get tyrannical, and that if people need an ability to protect themselves and their communities and their families. Now, we must also be real. We must be honest with the population. Having an armed citizenry comes with a price, and that is part of liberty. Driving comes with a price. 50,000 people die on the road every year. That's a price. You get rid of driving, you'd have 50,000 less auto fatalities. But we have decided that the benefit of driving, speed, accessibility, mobility, having product, services, is worth the cost of 50,000 people dying on the road. So we need to be very clear. that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen.
And he makes such an amazing point there. I don't think people understand that industry is more than just walking into a store and buying one at this point. People literally make them at home. You would never get them fully off the street. People literally make them with 3D printing machines. Like there's no way. It's literally not feasibly possible.
You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home, by having more armed guards in front of schools.
Not him following it with solutions. Hey, Leslie.
We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe. So then how do you reduce? Very simple. People say, oh, Charlie, how do you...
And again, what he's saying is that you're never going to be able to completely get rid of them. And in saying that, he's saying he would rather you have them to be able to protect yourself. And the way that people project it is like he spoke it into existence for himself. No, his expectation is that people aren't driven by so much hate that they have to use it to silence people out of anger. That's the point. Like, everybody misses the whole big point. His hope is that people might get some fucking mental health and not pick it up and use it for reasons that it was never intended, which he specifies that it was to protect yourself against a tyrant government, in which y'all on that side feel like we have. So what is it that you want? For the love of love, when you listen to things, stop being so biased when you listen to things. Try to retain the message. His words hurting your feelings isn't enough to keep using it and spreading hate and misquoting to just keep trying to justify the fact that the man was unalived for using his First Amendment right. That's not enough. That's the problem. That's the problem. And y'all just don't want to fucking see it.
People in America, which I think you agree with. And I think
yeah, but that's a balance. Are we going to really say the federal government is going to protect us from ourselves when it comes to guns?
No, I mean it's less about the federal.
Berlusconi famously said, "I'm condemned to win."
I'm very pro protecting America and the citizens that live in it. And so I think that we should have more gun control because there's a lot of school shootings that happen, as we mentioned. And, I just think it would do a lot to protect people. And I think the Second Amendment also qualifies that we should have regulations for guns. I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Sure. Do you think gun ownership is a right or a privilege?
I think it's a right, but it comes with responsibilities.
Okay.
Facts, Leslie.
Well, I think that there should be things in place, things like red flag laws and things like that. The AG just approved Mel Gibson to get his gun rights back, even though he had a domestic violence charge. So, I don't think the people that commit these violent crimes should be able to buy guns and things like that. And I think we should have red flag laws in place to make sure that those violent criminals aren't getting guns.
Okay, so let's go. So tell me, in your perfect world, what would constitute a red flag?
Just things like, we can look into any kind of medication and things like that that can affect someone's...
That could be dangerous, right? That could be there's a lot of vets that come home from war and that are on a lot of medication. A lot of vets could have their weapons taken away.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. It's the pollen or something. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying like it's mainly to prevent.
You notice in this clip how the guy's
shootings and things
speaking
like
to
that,
him
also,
respectfully,
you
and
know, putting
Charlie's
in
responding
places like a federal
respectfully.
registry so that we know, you know, the types of guns that people have, and you know, it would just essentially be a federal registry that shows these are the guns that this person has. You know, in case a cop has to go on something like a domestic call, that's the most dangerous call they can go on. So.
Yeah, I can see you're coming after this from a good perspective. Let me ask one other question. What would you say is the ultimate and final purpose of the Second Amendment?
I think it's self-defense against a tyrannical government, which
we agree. Sure, great. Keep going.
Well, but I think within the Second Amendment, it also implies that we have high regulations in the first four words.
Sort of.
Of
Well,
it.
well-regulated militia
Right.
actually meant well-armed, but that's a separate issue. But like,
well, how do you know? You're interpreting what the founding fathers.
Well,
put
they
in.
said it in the Federalist Papers, right? So it's not just me, but also in the Heller decision, in the 5-4 decision, that said that gun ownership.
And the way that he speaks, it's giving that y'all feel like you knew more history than him too. Like, the kid was a genius. He probably knows more about history than anybody sitting in our government right now, to be honest. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Read the chapter. Please leave. Go read the chapter. Go find out what the hell we talking about. Go read.
But he's a human being. He's
Go
a
read
father.
the chapter. Go read the chapter.
He's a father,
Go read
man.
the chapter.
He
Go
didn't
read the
deserve
chapter.
to die like
Go read
that,
the chapter.
y'all.
Go read the chapter.
He's a father, he's a human being, and he did not deserve to die like that. And he drops her and tells her to go read the chapter. Yeah. So, yeah, Petty, you actually need to educate yourself. Maybe so that you don't have to be embarrassed and admit that you're wrong. Maybe do it privately. Maybe sit down and pick a couple. Do like four of his debates and listen to them from beginning to end, non-bias.
And you know what it was. And the moment he did back off, he's been mad ever since. I ain't been fucking with that man. I might put up a picture of him and talk about his faggot ass. He ain't never cut his camera on. He got 3 teeth. He's an active.
But ain't that something? Ain't that something, Queenie? But you can use slurs all day towards my community. You can use slurs all day with my community. Where's that other one at, a Miss Unknown? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Another thing I wanted to address today is the girl. So after I was called the R word, I went over into that panel the other night. With the crazy lady who still thinks that Bougie pays me. And that apparently while I'm reading messages off of my PC, it's from some sort of fake account, as if I'm not a live creator, maybe not full-time, but I do go live, and I do, believe it or not, have friends, and I have mods, and, you know, I have people that I talk to, right? During that live, Holly Mae, Far From Hood, you interject yourself. I'm trying to get my questions answered, first of all. Nobody wants to answer my fucking questions. They all want to talk over me. Bree definitely couldn't answer the question. We know why she couldn't answer the question, because there's no reason to the question. And I'm not trying to tell you how you should feel, but it's baseless and you fucking know it. You know exactly why you have hate. So while I'm not getting that question answered, and while I'm trying to tell the girl a million times that I don't talk to Bougie, I've never had a conversation with Bougie. Oh, well, she was her top gifter. What does that mean? That means nothing. That doesn't mean that I've still had a conversation with Bougie. Holly Mae hops in the box. So now I've got 3 of them talking at me all at once, right? Which solves a lot. 3 people coming at you at once is always a good conversation. Very fruitful. It solves a lot of problems. But either way, Holly Mae, you asked me a question, and it was, do you know me? Okay? Do you know me? Do you know me? The answer is fuck no. The second part of that answer is nobody on this app knows you. Right? You're on TikTok. Yes, you might call your friends, and yes, you might do this, and yes, you might do that, but let me give you a perfect example. How long were you around Ratina before you figured out who the fuck she really was? Or what her past was, or what she did? Do you understand where I'm going with that? Nobody really knows people, especially if you're not in their actual real life. Okay? So that answers your question. No, I don't know you, but I know of you on TikTok. Okay? Just like everybody else that watches you. So in that aspect, I know the TikTok you. And I know that you're very much a part of a group that never wants to actually have conversations and resolutions. And as grown-ass women, y'all like to sit on this app and you like to just go in circles with people. All day long. Every day. And if it's not every day, it's every other day. And when you run out of people to talk about, when your topic runs out, you find a new topic. Do you understand where I'm going with that? So no, I don't know you. I don't ever want to know you. You and I are not on the same wavelength as things. Your group gives a lot of attention to a lot of fucking childish nonsense. Y'all sit around at your grown ages of at least 18 to some of you I think are probably in your 50s talking nonsense. The same group that you sit with that has doxed people, and this is what I find funny, y'all have doxed people. You've called people's jobs. Your group, because we'll group you together, right? That's how y'all move. Y'all sit together, which means you co-sign the shit. Because so far, I haven't heard anybody correct anybody. Not for the slurs, not for the nothing. I've seen none of you correct each other. Correcting each other to y'all is you drop and drag them. That's what correcting each other is to y'all. Okay? So our visions are different. The same things that y'all sit on this app and look really embarrassing about is the same shit that your people do. How many times does it come about later on when somebody decides they don't like somebody anymore? Now they get dropped from the group because y'all move together like you're fucking 21 years old in a club and gotta go to the bathroom, right? And then it's just a huge expose. Huge expose. Thank you so much. You got, addresses, jobs, schmabusers, running your own narratives, lies. Like, it's weird to me for content. It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me that I see all of this shit. Thank you so much, J-Man. It's weird to me. There's so many things that are weird to me. There's so many weird things to me. That y'all just, you have to sit in a group. It's panel based, right? So even if you have somebody in your panel doing the most and you don't agree with it, you're never in a position to be like, yo, we ain't doing that shit. Because in order to co-sign your lies and your bullshit, you have to sit with multiple people in a panel to all run their mouths about the same shit. Even if it is a lie, they co-sign it until, you know what, y'all fall out. And then when y'all fall out, that's when all the lies come spewing out. I got booted because I said a few snarky comments to CJ, Queenie, and probably another one. But like, isn't it weird to you that most of them have all already turned on each other? Like, I'm pretty sure with Miss Unknown, I'm pretty sure they all turned on her. Who was the lady that Petty was sending the spices to? The spicy conversation. He was talking to one of them ladies over there. She ended up exposing it when they all turned on her. Or maybe it was vice versa. She turned on them. I don't know the situation. Oh, Sunshine. Okay. Okay. But don't they sit with her? Who sits with her now? But you know what I mean? Like, it's that weird shit. It's just like the same thing with Petty, and I said it yesterday. His whole congregation, one of the main things, especially when a GoFundMe comes up, thank you so much, is that's news. That's news to Petty's platform. But you actively have a lady who did the most in the worst conditions. 3 men who are no longer on this earth, she took advantage of their families and that situation on the same thing and the same topic that you combat. It's giving to me that y'all stand on nothing. You stand on what's convenient. You stand on what the story is. You stand on what tea you can get. Because it's not about friendships on that side. Petty makes it very clear. Petty doesn't have friends. Petty's going to turn Petty's back on you the second Petty feels that it's necessary. And if any of you feel like you're exempt from that, you're not. You're not. Because I watched him do it about Blue. And I didn't even fuck with Blue at the time, really. He did it about Blue. I watched him block people out of the panel just to 3 hours later see him following Blue around live to live to live. And being in the comments. And that's when I actually stopped even watching Petty. Because I'm like, this is interesting. This is weird. Why are you blocking people, giving people a stipulation and a standard that you want them to follow that you yourself don't follow? And to me, that was a red flag. You're literally holding people accountable, badgering them. Your whole chat is coming at them just for you to turn around and go put yourself in those same areas. Where's Kendra? Kendra's sitting right over there too. Kendra sits over there too, but I feel like Kendra's the type that she just needs a place to belong. And I say that because there was a clip I played the other night where she was actually she made an excellent point. I'll give her flowers. She was trying to make an excellent point to Petty, and she got shut down, just like the last lady. She's a follower. It's a self-respect thing. And until you grow and learn into your self-respect and realize how much respect you deserve, and most people in vulnerable situations won't learn that right away until they do go through the lessons, that's where she's going to sit. And that's sad. It's really sad. Because I feel like Kendra's really smart. Kendra's really smart. I'm sure there's a lot of smart people sitting over there that just they've either been over there for a long time and they don't know how to back away because they feel like they'll be alone. Like they don't have a place to land when they leave, if that makes sense. And so it's an emotional and mental tie. It might not even be that they do believe in the shit going on over there, but they don't know how to express it because just like Petty shows, you will be ignored, you will be talked over, and you will be dropped from the box. And if you continue to try to express anything of opposing opinion, you're going to get blocked. And, you know, I feel for those type of people. I do, because we've all been there. We've all been in lonely, vulnerable positions, to be honest. I mean, we can sit and talk shit about it all day. We can talk shit about those people all day. But at the end of the day, we've all felt in those positions. Or like we didn't want to go against our friends. Or we didn't know how to talk to our friends because we knew how they would react. Or We feared how they would react because we've seen how they treat other people. And that's a huge thing on this app, especially on this side of the FYP. And we all know it because we see it all the time. Look at what happens when all these big groups fall out. That's why Petty loves his news. That's why Petty picks and chooses when, where, and how, because he's the news. He needs to somehow stay involved on certain levels so that he can get the tea when everybody falls out, because he's got the bigger platform and viewers. And he knows it's going to go to him. Just like when the Loca shit happened and Petty thought that he was going to hit a dime bag, me coming up there and he was asking me all types of questions about the Loca shit. Well, I hate to tell you, buddy, but that's my situation. And it's not for you to talk about. And I'm not going to give you the tea, and I'm not going to give you the clips, and I'm not going to give you all of the information, because at the end of the day, it's not your business. The victims confided in me. They didn't confide in you. And at the end of the day, I don't care how many viewers you have. I can send a more positive message that's more consistent with smaller viewers than you can with a group that probably on the back end, and actually I know it, don't fucking respect you. They don't respect you. You're inconsistent. You don't have an actual standard you follow at all. And there's no love in that. There's no loyalty in that. There's nothing fruitful that comes from that, because once a group sits together and they start painting narratives and lying, and people see that, there ain't no love and trust in that. They'll never trust you again. Why do you think I don't go screenshot happy when me and people have fallen out or had disagreements, or I don't sit with them anymore? There ain't no love, loyalty, and trust in that. If you're gonna claim to be an advocate and have the news, then you have to be able to instill that you're at least somewhat of a trustworthy person, if that makes sense. Like, if somebody confides in you with the news and now all of a sudden you don't like them, and now all of a sudden you're on there with screenshots showing everybody what they sent you, you probably just at least made 10 people say, oh, I ain't never sending them anything again. And again, it goes back to the Retina thing. That lady has done exactly what your congregation preaches against, and you let her come up there and expose a video and push a narrative about somebody's mental health, and because you thought it was news or whatever the fuck you thought it was, you ate it up. You ate that up. You completely ate it up. You want to know what would have been better news that would have fit? That Retina story. That would have fit. That would have fit a lot more than somebody's mental health crisis, because again, I've asked multiple people from all different sides that keep talking about it, which one of you has a psychology degree? Which one of you has a psychology degree? Do you have a psychology degree? Do you have a psychology degree? Do you? And you know what the answer is? No, we don't. No, we don't. So I think it's absolutely diabolical that any of you would think that you would have the right to talk about how you feel that someone's mental health crisis or breakdown should go, or what was real and not real for that person, when you don't feed, fuck, or finance them. But you won't talk about the lady. You won't talk about the lady that got off with a whole bunch of money. GoFundMe. Petty, you love the words GoFundMe. You're the first person to get live. Somebody passes away, whatever the situation is, and say, don't donate to it. It's a scam. And now you have a criminally charged actual GoFundMe scammer, but you're letting her sit on your platform and run somebody else through the mud over mental health. Like, and by all means, let me make it clear. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. At the end of the day, I don't really worry about what you got going on your platform. Okay? I really don't. I don't watch you. I don't watch any of you from over there. But it just rolls back to that harmfulness, that hateful projected message, the lack of love, loyalty, and trust, because everybody just correlates it with, well, it's just the internet, which falls right into the mental health bucket. It's going to affect you on the internet just as bad, if not worse, as in real life. And I don't know when the separation of people not caring just because of the internet happened, but it's harmful. It's really fucking harmful. And it makes me really sad that people treat it like it's not. It makes me so sad that people treat it like it's not. Because the scary part is that whoever you're dropping and dragging and doxing and calling job and all this stuff, most of the time you don't know what their situation is. You're talking about their kids, their families, their deceased, all this shit, right? You don't know what their situation is. You don't know what their life is like when they hit that end button and they think they're just getting on a fun app to try to hang out and find friends and trust people to be able to share things about their life. Just to find out that their whole life is being dragged down the internet because someone's accusing them of something that they didn't even do. You have no idea what people go through when they hit that end button. They could have just lost their whole family a week ago and you wouldn't even know. Because they would see people's reactions to the emotions that people show sometimes. It's sad. It's horrible. And it's even worse when you find a creator that you like and it's full of double standard. Full of double standard. That there's no consistency and they show that they stand for nothing. And Petty, I don't hate to say it, I'm just going to say it because I'm a truth teller. These messages that you're projecting through these lives about the Charlie Kirk situation are hateful. They are projecting hate. They are projecting the very reason why that man was unalived. Because his message should have been taken as he's getting people out of the house. He's having tough conversations. He's sharing points of view from the lifestyle he lives, which is a Christian man who is family-based oriented and studies history and just tries to share the knowledge. And you could either pick up the message, and you can learn things from it and maybe even change your life, or you can decide that that's not for you and make worse choices and act like half of y'all at the end where you're nothing but victims. In your life, you become nothing but a victim. Everything is everybody else's fault. I did this, but who can I blame? Everything's a blame game. But it all boils down to that negativity, that spreading of that hate. The fact that you took his word as if he was mandating you to live the way that he did, instead of listening to his message and maybe learning. And how sad is that? How sad is that? All of you folks over there, how many of you have a kid sitting in front of an iPad right now that probably hasn't been outside to play in weeks? Because you got an iPad for a babysitter because you're either busy watching me right now or you're stuck in a Discord because you can't, you just don't want to miss the drama. You can't miss the drama. But you're judging that man, and you are lacking the humanity to even say, yeah, I didn't agree with him, but at the end of the day, he was a father, he was a husband, and he was somebody's son. That's scary. That's really scary. That's really scary. And you want to talk about all these things that you don't feel like are on the news enough, but yet you refuse to highlight the ones that completely go against the narrative you spread, like the girl who was unalived on the train car. Right? Because Petty, why aren't you talking about that? Because we could do the back and forth all day, and I'm really not trying to do that with you, but why haven't you talked about the girl who was unalived on the train car? Why haven't you talked to your comment cousins about what happened to that girl on that train car? Why haven't you talked to them about how much help she got for 2 minutes? Or is it because, like I just said, and everybody was too buried in their phone? Or is it that they just don't give a fuck like your friend Bree? Because they just read history books and they're automatically mad. Imagine being emotionally and mentally intelligent enough to put the pieces to those puzzles together, not being non-biased. And realizing that y'all are actually the problem. Imagine. I did not mean to throw y'all. So sorry. Hashtag Amber in the chat. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I have no interest in going back and forth with these people. I came on here to address things that were still unfinished business, in my opinion. I can't go back and forth with people who especially just refuse to have a conversation. They don't want solutions. That's another thing about y'all over there. You don't ever want solutions. You don't want solutions because a solution would mean that you would have to have a normal adult conversation without being loud and vile like y'all are, like you're on some sort of power trip, like you're better than the next. And then even if you did come up with a solution, well, if you made a solution with everybody, then what would you do for content? If all y'all do is go live and talk about people all the time, what would your content be if you didn't have somebody to talk about? Because you actually understood that different people have different feelings about things, and you just accept that. You accept that your way isn't always the right way. And back to Holly Mae, I don't even know why you would ask me that question. Why did she ask me that? I don't even know why she asked me that question of, do you know me? Is it because I was asking the same question of you because those are your friends? Of what kind of mentality do you have to sit with somebody and co-sign something knowing that their hands aren't clean? Mental health especially. That y'all thought it was a flex to get together, you little group of girls, with Miss Master Manipulating Retina, and decide that somebody's mental health crisis was fake. And so now you got your own news that you can go over here so you can be the hot topic and get some views and be popular for a day and a half? Is that what it was? Is that what it was? Because I'm confused. Oh. That was the other thing, Holly Mae. You came over here and you got a box with Miss Unknown and you tried to give me this big long spiel about Blue, right? Another person to talk about the blocking. And my suggestion to you was just block. We all know how Blue is. If Blue is bothering you, block. Hit the block button. And then you followed that with an excuse. Well, if you block them on one, they're just going to come for another. They're just going to come on another. And so I said, every page they come in on, hit the block button. Keep hitting the block button. And you didn't want to hear it. Your energy was off. And now, after you left, I realized why your energy was off. Your energy was off because I kind of called it out when you were there, that you use it as entertainment. It brings the views. People love drama. What's going to bring viewers in more than a bunch of people sitting on a platform arguing with each other? Y'all love the banter. Y'all love the banter. And the part that you failed to mention while you were over here was that Blue was blocked, but y'all requested that Blue be unblocked to bring him back in. Now, why do you think that that would be? Other than exactly what I just said. You wanted to use it for views. If you can't stand Blue so much, and Blue bothers you, and Blue baits you, and Blue does all these things that makes you guys victims, then why request to unblock to bring Blue in there? And then I'll go into the next thing, which is Miss Unknown, you explaining about the F slur in Blue's name, failing to mention the context that you were reading it in, which was you just being petty and taking jabs. Let's talk about it. Because just like y'all are screaming that we're the R word, without 2-second thoughts, there's multiple of you over there that sling the word that's a slur to my community like it's fucking nothing. Not giving a single shit how any of us feel. Because Miss Unknown, at the point where you were doing that, you were still claiming that you fuck with me. You sat in my panel. You sat in my panel. And you said you fuck with me. We've been following each other for quite some time. But the whole time you're over there slinging the F slur, but you're not going to come stand up for me against your friends for calling me the R slur, of which I'm not. Do you understand how fucking messy y'all are? And why ain't nobody taking you serious? Y'all don't make no sense. None. You're all a walking contradictory. You're all harmful as fuck to mental health. You don't really care about each other because you're ready to turn on the next person the second it's convenient. Just to talk about somebody at your grown-ass ages. And Bree, I highly recommend you dig deep further into your education. Dig really deep into it. And in the meantime, just don't get on social media until you can learn that I'm not fucking responsible for what happened to you 167 years ago. Do you understand? And neither are my peers. If there's a reason that they should be, if they're still acting those ways and what happened to ancestors and all that shit, then you have a reason to say it. But in the meantime, again, me and my peers aren't responsible for shit that happened 167 years ago. And it's distasteful. And it turns people away that are interested in the education, because it scares us from people like you calling us that when we're not. Because it's not to be played with. That shit's not a weapon and it's not a joke. Essentially, what you're doing is slapping your ancestors in the face, in my opinion. That's what you're doing by saying that and doing that. Diabolical. You're just out here calling people that for no fucking reason. For no reason. Other than you're just full of hate. Feel like you can't trust us? I'm a really fucking good person. I'm a really good person. I grew up poor. I grew up with not much of anything at all. But you know what I've always done? Give the shirt off my back. Give the shirt off my back, and the color of your skin would have never determined whether I gave you something or not. I stand up for what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I always have. If you called me and told me you had 5 kids to feed and you didn't have groceries, and I knew that that was a situation, no matter what the color of your skin was, MJ's going to pull through. I've always been that way. Your words, your baseless, factless as fuck words, and your accusations will never change that about me. It might change that for you, but who I am in my real life, and more importantly, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry that you feel that way because something hateful inside of you makes you feel that way, and whatever it is, I pray for you. I hope you heal it. I hope you heal it. Because cutting everybody around you isn't going to heal you. Harming people for literally your own, I don't even know how to say that. Harming people because of your own situations that you refuse to fix is only just spreading more hate and harm. Helping someone comes natural. It does. I grew up very poor. I grew up very, very poor. I grew up without both of my parents. I went through the system. So, all these people that... Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you. Seeing all these people... I don't know. Seeing all these people just keep projecting hate, and I do. I pray for you all. I pray that y'all heal it and figure it out. I figured it out. It was hard. It was hard going through that situation and still trying to come out of it a decent person, not filled with hate, or, you know, not struggling with rugs, or, you know, a successful life with stability was not in the cards for me. I was literally dealt a hand of cards that I should fucking hate everything. But again, like Charlie said it best, we have choices. And it took me a minute. I struggled. I got into a little bit of trouble, like just little petty trouble. But it took that for me to decide that that's not what I wanted. I wasn't built for that. I wasn't built for that. And in order to not be built for that and stay built for that, like I had to change. I had to change my surroundings. I had to change who my friends were. I had to change what I allowed. And that's why I'm so strong on things now, and why I have standards. And even my own people will tell you, if you do something that I don't like, I'm going to tell you. I'm always completely transparent. And it's scary to some people. But you aren't going to get anywhere just bullshitting around the truth all the fucking time. If you feel a way, and it's also dependent on approach, you can't just be talking to people and screaming people and demanding shit. Like, let them know. Like, yo, like, you did this, and I don't stand for that, so, like, just please don't put me in that position. But you have to be consistent. You can make mistakes. We're all human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to slip up. I've sat on this bitch and crashed out a few times. But more times than not, it's consistency. I have the same values. I have the same viewpoints. I care about people all the same. Until you show me a reason why I shouldn't have respect for you, but even at then, most of you just get blocked. I don't entertain it. If you bother my inner peace, I just block and I don't entertain it. If you're doing something that I feel is reaching a lot of people and it's harming people, then I'm going to speak on it. I've spoke about the Loca thing with all the money and the victims that were too afraid to come forward. Like, I'm an advocate. This petty thing, I saw a lot of misinformation, a reaction that goes against humanity. You're projecting a message that goes against what you and your side are claiming to want out of the world. You want everybody to this, and you want everybody to eat, and you want everybody to everything, right? You're supposedly the party of equality and love and all this shit for all. But look at how you all act when tragic things happen, even death. The same message you project when you're dropping and dragging your old friends. That at the end of the day, you don't give a fuck. You just want it your way. And if you don't get it your way, then you're going to take matters into your own hands, which is essentially why Charlie Kirk lost his life. He was a God-fearing man. I live a lifestyle that Charlie didn't. I don't want to say didn't approve of. I want to say that he didn't believe in. He believed that marriage was between one man and one woman. And so that would be like me taking that statement and being like, oh yeah, no, I hate him. I don't. I respect it. I respect it because I'm emotionally and mentally mature enough to understand that he's not telling me I have to live his lifestyle, right? What makes him happy is going to be completely different than what makes me happy. But it's not going to change my lifestyle. I'm still going to be a good person. I'm still going to follow the word and do as best as I can in life. Be positive, be helpful, not be hateful. If I see an elderly person crossing the road and they need help, I'm the first one to pull my car over right there and get out and help them, kind of thing. Loyalty to my partner. I understand that he believed what he believed, but I don't believe in that, but I have a partner. And so I practice it in my own ways. Infidelity is not an option in my household. We love each other, we learn from each other, and communication is the forefront with family. So in ways I do carry his ideology. I understand his message. His message resonates with me because a lot of the things he said is a lot of the things that took me out of that poor, guilty, I'm a victim mindset and put me at the top to where I have stability, which is everything. Because with my stability, it made me organize my priorities. You're welcome, Duck. It made me think about my priorities. In order for you to have stability, you have to have your priorities in order. And that's not just about money. We can teach people about money all day long, right? But you have to prioritize it. Sometimes that means if you're like me, you get an apartment and the only thing that when I got my first place on my own, I had nothing. I had a lamp, a pillow, a blanket. I had I'm a coffee drinker. I've always been an avid coffee drinker. I had a hand-me-down coffee cup that somebody had extra coffee cups, so they gave me some. And then I went to a thrift store. It's kind of like it was kind of like a Salvation Army. I think I had like $12, right? And I went through there and I made a list of essentials, things that I know that with $12 I would absolutely need. And so I go in there and I look for those things, and that's what I buy. And I did it for cheap in the hopes that I could have a little bit of money left over for maybe some ramen. Sometimes it didn't always work out that way. And then you know what I did? Because I didn't have a license, because I spent a little bit of time fucking up, right? I had a job 3 miles from my house, and you know what I did? I walked every day. I walked every day. Rain, snow, shine, 110 degrees, I walked. I made it every day. Because I had a vision, and my vision wasn't prison, and it wasn't jail, and it wasn't my family history, which was drug use. Okay? Started from the bottom, now I'm here. And now I have a beautiful life. I showed up for myself every single day. And now I not only have stability, but now I have assets. I found stability. I built it from the ground up. And now when I get home from work in my brand new car, which first brand new car ever in my life, I finally got it when I was 35 years old, bought and paid for on my own. But I pull up to my house and it's the things that make you grateful. It's those things at the end of the day that make you not have time or want to sit on the internet with people who are lacking those very things. They're missing things. And I don't want to argue with those type of people. I don't have time to argue with those type of people. You should be arguing with the bank and how much more you can contribute to your 401k. And Petty, that's what confuses me about you, because you try to teach people about money. You have knowledge that you could share with people to literally elevate your comment cousins every single day without having to do what you're doing. Like you have that ability. You have things that you took the time to learn and knowledge that maybe I don't even have. Fuck, I don't know. But instead we're worried about people's mental health and calling everybody racist and just like what are y'all doing, dude? You have the viewership. You could be holding mental health seminars. You could be holding mental health seminars every single day to help people. But then again, how the fuck are you going to do that when most of your congregation just watched you drag somebody's mental health? Right? And that's where the internet and choices are forever. That's where the internet and your choices are forever. There's probably a lot of people that ended up blocking you and unfollowing you that you probably could have helped. Soup and grilled cheese. But again, everything that you put out is going to come back to you 10 times as hard. Every single thing that you put out comes back to you. Karma is a very real thing, but it comes in energy. If the only thing that you're out there projecting is infidelity and all this other shit you got under your belt, and that's your lifestyle, then that's what you're going to get back. You're not going to get back fruitful relationships. You're going to find problems in your relationships, which is going to cause negative energy because now you're fighting, which is going to affect the third party person. Like, it's all a cycle. It's all a cycle. And that's why I said, like, my home is peaceful. My home is so peaceful because we follow a word. We follow a word of love and loyalty and 99% of the time not worrying about what the fuck everybody else is doing. And that if we have to, we approach it in appropriate ways so that we don't have to sit on the internet and take accountability for 4 hours every single day through 6 different groups because we lost control of our mouth and now we have said 1.5 million things that we fucking regret, but now we got to make it worse because we'd rather make it worse than take accountability. Do you understand the cycle yet? It's distasteful. It's harmful. And in doing that, you hurt the next however many people that are in your room because they have to watch it too. They not only have to watch it, but they go through it with you guys because they consider you as their entertainment. Seeing old ladies in boxes crying or begging you to care that a father lost his life. Or wondering why you're giving out that girl's address just because she told Sally that you're the one that texted her. Like what? Grown folks. Grown folks. Most of y'all are at least in your 30s. Grown ass women. Grown ass women with families and children. The girls that spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a day in Discords and shit. On FaceTime phone calls and shit. Like, parks are free. Grass is free. Nature's free. Zoos are cheap. Water parks are fun. Libraries are free. There's so much shit. Like, y'all are investing your energy in the weirdest places. Bringing people down. Talk about people every single day. And it's always repetitive, like, well, she said, and she said, and she said, but she said, and she said, and she said, and the other side's doing the exact same thing. Well, she said, and she said, and she did, and she said, and she said, and then half y'all lied, so now y'all are going live again to pick apart what y'all just said. Well, she said I said that, but I didn't say that. Well, she said that, I said that, but I know I didn't say that, and now she's saying this. Both sides lie. Both sides are full of shit. I can't count how many lies I've seen both sides tell in the last 48 hours. That blew my mind. Like, you guys are literally combating who's telling more of a lie than the other person. Because if you actually told the truth and you actually have a conversation about it, there would be a resolution. But y'all lied so much and caused so much damage that there's never a resolution, because by the time you try to get to the end of the fucking resolution, you remembered the other 7 things that they told you that was a fucking lie. And now you gotta revisit that. And heaven forbid you be somewhere else and you bring that up, because now it's like some messy person on the back end's like, oh, so-and-so's talking about you, and instead of using your brain and chilling out before you say something, now you're dragging the person again and it wasn't even something bad. Y'all are weird. Y'all are fucking weird. How much have you contributed to your 401k this month? Your dividends, your fucking stocks, how much? Have you read any books? Have you turned your phone off, asked your significant other if they just want to go on a walk, no social media, and talk about life? Do you even know what your own people in real life are going through? Have you asked them, or are you too busy worried about what Karen from 3 lives ago is saying in some other third-party person's Discord so that you can live stream it? Which one is it? Because let me tell you, the significant other choice and turning that shit off and worrying about what you got ahead of you, in front of you, your responsibilities, the things that your jobs would pay for, it's a lot more beneficial. It's a lot more beneficial. It's going to pay off for you a lot more in the long run than this internet shit y'all do. There's a reason why I'm not live all the time. I go through spurts. I go through spurts. Well, I'll be live for so many days in a row, and then you won't see me for a while. You won't see me for a while because life. I like to fish. I like to be outdoors. I like to do things on boats. We live on a lake. I have a career. Like life. What's in front of you? What are y'all gonna do? Listen, we touch grass. We do more than touch grass. We roll in it. We mow it. We braid it. Let me ask y'all something. What are y'all gonna do when they take this app away potentially in the next couple days? What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do then? You've spent so much time on TikTok and in Discords worrying about who's live, what they're saying. Oh, let's go live and stream her because she must be full of shit because we don't like her for whatever your weird fucking reasons are. I don't really care at the end of the day, but you've invested so much time in everything but your real life. What are you going to do? Continue to live your life to the full. Well, and factually, Tina, but you're also not one that just sits on live doing this shit all day long. Or in the Discords all day long. Worrying about drama and beef all day long. Some people get in those calls and they don't leave them all day. And they pester people. Oh, you must be an op because you haven't been in here for 3 hours. Like what? Again, the same Karens that wake up ass early in the morning, don't brush their teeth, don't shower. They got to get to the Shell gas station as fast as they can, fill their 44-ounce cup up with ice, get their Diet Cherry Pepsi so that they can worry about drama all fucking day. And if you're retired, I don't blame you. If you're retired, do your thing, sis. But if you're not retired and you're crying about how you're a victim all the fucking time of your own circumstances, you should probably change that up. You should probably change it. You should probably log off. You should probably log off and understand that if the internet hasn't fixed your problems yet, then it's probably not going to. So what's the next step? What's the next step? But that's the thing. Y'all are so worried about drama that instead of worrying about your life next step, you're worried about what the next step in Discord is. And in 5 years, you're still going to be sitting in the same place doing the same shit that you were doing 5 years ago, still crying that you're a victim of your own circumstances. That's why I'm such a realist, because I came from the mud. I came from nothing. So I don't like excuses. I don't like excuses. I have a very get it done attitude. Because excuses never paid my way. I didn't have parents. And I can't think of any situation where an excuse ever paid my fucking bills. Which came with pride. I didn't ask people for help. And even if I did, there wasn't anybody to fucking help. My sister, who's the fucking GOAT. My sister is my whole entire heart and soul. Beyond Amber. But even then, a little bit of resources here and there, but I never took advantage. She always gave me the stepping stone to figure out what my next move was. Walking example of it can be done. Absolutely. It can be. And anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Takes hard work. It's a lot of mental strain. At times it's a lot of depression, you know? It could be a lot of depression. It could be a lot of uncertainty, but you just still have to keep working. You have to set an end goal and you have to keep working and you have to not give up on that. And it takes time. It really takes time. It took me a lot of years to get where I'm at and to have what I have from coming from nothing. But it can be done. You just got to be patient. Take pride in the little things. Like, I remember the first time I got a couch. I thought it was like the greatest thing on the planet. Some beat up old jean couch. Now I laugh about it, but at the time it was just such a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. Materialistic things aren't what make you rich. Having your head on your shoulders and good friends, even if it's like 2 or 3 of them. And just standing up for what's right. Even if people shit on you, even if people turn their back on you, eventually they will see what you were trying to tell them. And sometimes that means stepping away, even if it means losing family and friendships. Some of them never learn, and that's okay. Some of them never learn, and that's okay. That's not your burden to bear. The old ones with flowers on it. I remember, y'all remember the brown, it's like the 1980s, 70s printed couch with like the moose and the deer. It's like brown with the cabin print. I gotta pull this up. Hold on. Babe, do you know what I'm talking about? You got your grandma's with the plastic still on it. I'm screaming. Vintage couches, yep. You ever walk into like somebody's grandma's house that hasn't been renovated since like 1976, and it's got like a certain smell. It's got that like, I don't know, it's got like a certain smell to it. It's always nostalgic. With like the crazy looking shag carpet. With the plates, the white plates with the brown rim. Mothballs. Not the mothballs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's the couch. Oh man. Ooh, they have the 4-part series with the floral design. That's funny. It's so nostalgic. Nostalgia makes me sad, especially 90s, because that's when I was like old enough to understand what shit was the 90s. So the 90s was like my prime. The old cartoons. Everybody loves Raymond. Do you guys ever if you go to YouTube, if you like nostalgia, you go to YouTube and type in 90s cartoon intros. They have a bunch of videos. They have a bunch of videos that's just like the intro songs to like literally all of the 90s cartoons. Hold on. We'll do it together. As they play, see if you guys can guess what they are. This is a commercial. I might cry. I know there's some longer than that one. That one's short. Wait. It's like a hurricane. That bird has lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Lights of a mystery. Or rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo. Every day that I am in DuckTales. Woo. I wonder I think this one is like 70. Ren and Stimpy. Rugrats. Mystery, Chippy on the right swoops out of the shadows, dumping from the night. Somewhere some villain schemes, but his number's up. Darkwing Duck, when there's something you call the Darkwing Duck. Why? Inspector Gadget. They had the mashup. Why is the mashup not there anymore? Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. We learn to work
Arthur?
and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the dragon tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Ellie and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of the dragon friends. Now the adventures never end. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Let's all go to Dragonland. Friend anyone can know, he's the greatest dog ever. I really think so. Clifford's so loyal, he's there when you call. I love Clifford, the big red dog.
You know what I loved too? Gullah Gullah Island. I used to love that show. I loved Gullah Gullah Island. I don't even know this one. Gullah Gullah might be in this one.
Yeah, when you arrive.
Some of these I've never even heard of. PBJ and Otter, yep. Little Mermaid. You want me to type that in? Yeah, because some of these, I came across one. I came across a mashup one time. It was perfect. Yeah, no, that's not bringing really anything up either. It was like perfect. It had all of like the popular ones.
Aside, look at Jack come. The family
It bums
must
me out because it
depart.
should be in my history. Full House, yeah. Home Improvement, Family Matters. Yeah.
All the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature recipes. Bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander.
Thank you, Dev.
Wherever I
Yeah,
roam.
Roseanne.
You know I couldn't be fonder of my great big home. It's with just the bare necessities.
Every single day and night, even when you start acting like a fool, you know I'm loving every single thing you do. I know that I can always be myself. You're more than anybody else. And every day as I'm heading off to school, you know there's no one I love as much as you. Emily.
Boy Meets World. These aren't even cartoons anymore.
Welcome to Quiz Tunes. Are you a fan of classic cartoons? Today you will have to guess the cartoon just by listening to
Bill
the
Nye.
opening song.
Yep.
Can you guess all 35 cartoons?
Trying to think. What's the see if you guys remember this one. Oh, hey. You guys remember what show this was? I guess it didn't really have a song.
Honey, I'm home.
I loved this show. Not the mama? Know what I'm talking about yet?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is...
Dinosaurs.
There. I was going to say that.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that add up, Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
No, we don't want that playlist. Oh.
Wind, water, heart, go planet!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our power.
Captain Planet. Power Rangers was a good one too, though.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down.
Chippy on the right swoops out of the shadows down in the night. Somewhere some villain schemes, but his number's up 3, 2, 1. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call me Darkwing Duck.
Say, nice little plant you've got here, Doc. Interesting decor, homey, comfortable. Nice recreational facility.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yep. That was a good one too.
Nothing like family portraits to brighten up a place, I always say.
Yeah, YouTube's kind of weird about it.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a
Bugsy.
might solve the mystery. Hurry, right history. Every day they're out there making DuckTales.
Wait, what's this?
Ebenezer.
Yes, Isabel?
Ebenezer. Ebenezer.
Yes, Isabel?
There was DuckTales, and then there was the one, it's not the Chipmunks.
Standing under the mistletoe.
But there was another show kind of like it with the Chipmunks.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's
Oh, the nostalgia. I used to love Full House, though. Yeah, Friday nights had all the best shows. Family Matters. Home Improvement. Step by Step. TGIF. Yeah. Bob Saget, the America's Funniest Home Videos, like the old school version.
Let's play together in the bright sunny weather. Let's all go to the island. Lots to see and to do there. All we acknowledge you there. Let's all go to the island. Let's take your voice in your hand.
Oh, this one will get y'all.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Look, only 12 of us wanted to be nostalgic. But yeah, that's my message for today. I don't really care what they have to say back to it. I genuinely don't, and the only reason I say that is because clearly they are not thinking logically. They're thinking with their beliefs that obviously don't match with mine. And there's a reason why I keep myself away from people like that, and not tolerate it. So they can fuck off. But I'm hopping off here. I love y'all. Maybe we'll go live tomorrow and do something not pertaining to weird people and weird shit. You do amazing. We have your back. Your mental health high. I love you. Period. I appreciate that. I truly do. And I just hope that everybody stays mentally grounded, and I hope that everybody figures out what actually fuels hate. Because what is being projected as what causes hate, I don't really give a fuck what anybody's opinion on that is. It is creating hate. It is creating hate, and it's creating craziness, and it's projecting negativity. And for people that aren't mentally and emotionally strong enough to handle that is where the hate comes from, because they're going to figure out how to channel it one way or another. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. Good night. Hey, bro.